Today we will discuss about a topic which is not important for the management students but also for other students and also for businessmen, for employees, those who are working in government or private sector, the entrepreneurs, businessmen, and those who are having surplus of money. Today we are going to discuss about the term investment. So first thing, that is, before discussing about the investment, first of all we have to know what is investment. Investment means, let's suppose the person's those are earning, means the amount with or the money which is earned by someone is not totally spent. They spend partially and the rest are saved for the future requirements. Instead of keeping the money idle, everyone wants to utilize the funds for future purpose or for future requirement. Generally, we can say this is investment. So, by taking the examples, we can better understand that investment. Let's say the first example, that is Rajiv buys 200 shares of Bank of India at the rate rupees 50. That means Rajiv, an individual who is buying 200 shares of Bank of India at the rate rupees 50. That means Rajiv now is investing 10,000 rupees. That is 200 into 50. And he is expecting that the price will rise in the future and he can sell it on the price which is higher than 50 and he can earn some gain from it or return from it. The second example, we can say that Kanha, a person who buys a piece of land with the aim of selling it in the future at an appreciation. Means Kanha right now is having surplus of money and he is purchasing or buying a piece of land with the expectation that the value of the land will rise or move upward in the future and he can earn or gain some return by selling it on a higher price. And the next one is, say, ABC and Co, a company who is buying a plant for its factory. That means for buying a factory, now the company is investing some amount or some money, and by purchasing a factory he can use the new factory for his business purpose, for manufacturing or production purpose, and can utilize it for manufacturing and can produce more products, and in future he can earn extra returns by utilizing the factory. And the next one is Rajesh puts 10,000 rupees in post office and Biswa puts 10,000 rupees in bank savings account. As we know that the bank savings accounts or the post office, they provide us a fixed return or an interest rate. And here either Rajesh or Biswa, they are putting 10,000 rupees in post office or in bank with the expectation to earn some gain in the form of interest. The next one is, say Ranjan buys mutual fund units of rupees 20,000. That means Ranjan is purchasing the mutual fund units and he is expecting that he can earn or he can gain some money in future by selling the mutual fund units at a higher rate than the current market price, current NAV. That means higher than 20,000. So now the question arises, why should one invest? One needs to invest to earn return on their idle resources, or some invest to generate a specific sum of money for that specific goal in life. We can say that some are having specific goal in life, that some wants to go abroad or some wants to study more, and like that some wants to buy house or buy a vehicle, like that all of are having their own goals or own interest for future. So for this reason they want some money in the future. So for this reason some wants to invest nowadays to achieve their goal in the future, and some invest to make a provision for an uncertain future. As we know that the future is uncertain, what will happen in the future no one knows. So for this reason, to avoid the future risk or the future uncertainty, some invest their money to avoid this future uncertainty, and some invest for capital gain. They want to improve their capital, so for this reason they invest for capital gain. And some investors, they invest to get the tax benefit, like they invest in insurance products or real assets, like that they invest in these products to get the tax benefit. And another thing is that basically the last one, which we neglect at the time of investment, but we should not neglect that point. That is the inflation rate. Why? Actually, at the time of investment, we generally think about the interest rate, the return, the time horizon, like that, but we generally neglect the term inflation. But we should not neglect that, because what is inflation? Inflation is the rate at which the cost of living increases, or we can say that inflation is the rate at which the cost of living increases. We can understand it better by taking an example. Suppose you are keeping 100 rupees in bank, and nowadays bank is providing 3.5% return. And after that, suppose today you are keeping 100 rupees in bank, and after 1 year you will get 103.50, 3.5, or 103 rupees 50 paisa after 1 year. But let's suppose the current inflation rate is 5%. That means, suppose you are buying a product in the market today by paying 100 rupees. So if the inflation rate is 5%, then after 1 year it would cost 105. That means the same 100 rupees you are keeping in bank, and you are getting 103.5 rupees. But the same product which you are buying today by paying 100 rupees, after 1 year it would cost 105. And we are thinking that by keeping our funds in bank, we are thinking that we are generating a return of 3.5%. But actually we are in loss, because the current inflation rate is 5%. So always we have to invest in the securities, or where we can get a higher return than the inflation rate. So we should not forget or neglect the term inflation while taking any investment decision. And we should not follow the 3 golden rules of investment. These first one is invest clearly, invest regularly, and invest for a long term, not for short term. So this is all about the investment. In the next video, we'll discuss the